Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to present the deck that I played to Legend this season. My record with this deck was 8 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses. So I went through rank 1 with this one and it's a fun deck to play. It's a Control Shaman deck because I was challenged to play Control Shaman. People wanted me to play Control Shaman and no one had really made Control Shaman work, so I gave it my best shot and this is what I've got. With this list I went 5-1 against Rogue, which is the current meta tyrant, and rank 1 is full of rogues, so it looked like a very good option for that. I also played a couple of games against Warrior and both games lasted an hour, and it's almost impossible for either side to win, so if you're facing Warriors with this deck you can quite comfortably try to go for at least a draw against those, which might not be very good use of your time though. So there might be some issues with the Archivist Elysiana around. So, Control Shaman deck. The Fatigue plan, Archivist Elysiana, discover 5 cards, replace your deck with 2 copies of each. Archivist Elysiana Battle Cry will be stored in your Shadow Walk. If you don't get any transformation, Battle Cries or some other stuff in your Shadow Walk that prevents it from doing that. Anyway, Elysiana Shadow Walk means that you have 2 Elysianas in hand, which means that you can go to the 45 turn limit with this deck if you need to. Hopefully you don't really need to do that. Against the most common decks in the metagame, there's Token Druids, there's 2 Warlocks, there's Tempo Rogues. Against these decks it's just enough typically that you defend until they run out of threats and then you win the game. And you can do so with both defensive tools and with tools that heal you up. So there's a lot of healing capabilities in this deck. There is 1 copy of Witch's Brew, nice card, 10 mana, heal for 20 damage. There's 2 copies of Life Drinker, and Life Drinker is a battle cry, so that battle cry is also going to be stored in your Shadow Walk. So in matchups where you don't need that fatigue advantage, then once you have played some Life Drinkers, you can also use Shadow Walk to get some healing effects going. Then there is Zyrios, of course, excellent healing card, and 2 copies of Walking Fountain. Zyrios is big elemental brother, so to speak. And in addition to these, Hagatha the Witch gives you 5 armor when it's played, and then you start to get a bunch of random shaman spells, some of which will very likely heal you up as well. So that's a ton of healing. Then there's also a ton of removal, because Doomsayer clears up some boards, Lightning Storm potentially clears up some boards, Hagatha Scheme, actually an excellent mid to late game board clear card. This can clear up very tall boards indeed, as long as you can find it early enough. And then there's Mossy Horror, kills some tokens, and Mossy Horror Battle Cry also, it's going to be stored in your Shadow Walk. So again, matchups where you don't have to go to fatigue, you can play Mossy Horror. If you later on need to clear minions that don't have a lot of attack, you can play your Shadow Walk also for that purpose. And of course, Hagatha the Witch, Battle Cry, deal 3 damage to all minions, also a Battle Cry that is going to be stored in your Shadow Walk. So a lot of these things synergize with each other. Shadow Walk is also your main value engine for matchups where you need some additional value. Sludge Slurper Battle Cries are stored in there, Lackey Battle Cries are stored in there, Menacing Nimbus giving you some random elementals, Battle Cry will be stored in Shadow Walk as well. And then there is Swamp Queen Hagatha and the Drustva Horror that it generates, also both going into the Shadow Walk. It's important not to underestimate the value of Sludge Slurper either. Add a Lackey to your hand, that's incredibly powerful. Lackeys have turned out to be very powerful cards, so you can quite comfortably play this on 1 in many cases. Look for some good Lackeys. Play that Lackey on 2. And hold on in the early game with those. There's not a whole lot of card draw in this deck, it's mostly just Farsight. Shaman just doesn't seem to have cards that would be very suitable for card draw. And I also went with double Ooze for weapon removal and no Harrison, because typically later in the game when Harrison might be used, then you're already at a point where you might be in Hagatha form and then you have some hand size issues, because Hagatha really easily fills up your hand. Special mention to one of the stars of this deck, which is Electro Storm Surge. One of my favorite moves with this deck is to play Electro Storm Surge and then play Haunting Visions. When you do that, you get to discover 2 shaman spells, and the next spell you cast is going to get a 6 mana discount. Yes, the Electro Storm Surge discounts do stack. So if you can discover a Rain of Toads, for example, you can play that for free on the board. Haunting Visions is also nice spell in many other cases, because you can maybe discover something useful, and if you can't, you can probably play something because it basically refunds itself as long as you use the mana to cast spells. So you can go Haunting Visions into Farsight, Haunting Visions into Hex, Haunting Visions into Hearthstone Scheme quite easily early on in the game. The deck is definitely more oriented towards defense and towards fatigue than it is towards threats. Sometimes you're able to build up enough threats with your Lackey value, with your Hagata value, then with your Shadow Walk, maybe with cards that you pick from Archivist Elysiana and the Swamp Queen Hagata. There are some elements that give this also some threats, but typically you're playing a very defensive game and you're just removing all the threats from your opponent, and then the game is yours. Most of the things in this deck have been designed to beat Rogue in particular, because Rogue is the current meta tyrant. I went 5-1 against Rogue with this build. That's what the deck is designed to do. As for the mulligans with this deck, when you're facing something aggressive, you generally look for your board clears. If you're facing Rogue, you're also looking for weapon removal. So you're looking for Sludge Slurper that can start contest the board on 1. You're looking for Acidic Swampus against Rogue, which can remove their weapon, especially the Waggle Pick. You're looking for Doomsayer, which will buy you some time. You're looking for your Hex against Rogue especially, because it's good against Edwin, single big threats. And you're looking for Hearthstone Scheme. You want to get Hearthstone Scheme in your mulligan so that it can start growing and it will be ready to answer major threats later in the game. When you're facing something a little bit more token-oriented like Zoo or Token Druid, then you're also looking for stuff like Lightning Storm. Whereas when you're going for a fatigue matchup, you're looking for Elysiana, you're looking for Hagata, in order to ensure the value and in order to ensure that you will not run out of cards too quickly. Overall, it's a fun survival puzzle against all these aggressive decks, and pretty terrible to play against Warrior, even though you're not really losing to Warrior, you're more of like drawing with them, but it takes ages, so that's a bit of a downside. If you enjoyed this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at Control Shaman in action. But I do want to keep the scheme. Now, Fountain is too slow, too slow, too slow. I mean, I like Fountain, but I mean, later in the game, draw. Okay, Rogue kept his entire hand, and that is really scary, because he should now have really, really good cards. 4 card keep. I mean, I have 2 good cards as well. He's coining the Miscreant. They always coin the Miscreant. And I don't have anything strong yet. Well, Hearthstone Scheme is upgrading, so if there's no big Edwin, I might be able to do this. Big Edwin is the thing I'm most scared about. Minions costing more isn't actually a problem for me. Not really. I can kill it off though. Then his minions will be cheaper again. I think we're still going in with the Nimbus here. If you played an Elemental last turn, 3 damage to all of the minions. I don't have a lot of Elementals though. Yeah, I figured he might kill it off. Oh, he's playing more of a Thief build. And a lot of power on the board. Well, not a lot of power actually, but wide board. Can't activate that. Too early to play the scheme, right? He still has hand almost full. Now let's just Farsight. I mean, I like 5-mana Walking Fountains. I'm scared of the Edwin. Edwin scares me because I have not found a Hex. And he has so many cards, 9 cards in hand. He can build a huge Edwin.
Blood and plunder.
So many alternatives. Obviously his hand is so full that I need to have means to remove things later on. What if I just play Mossy and kill off these? He still has 7 on board. But him having enough to actually kill me from there is still pretty unlikely. 7, that puts me down to 17. I guess he could have 17. Hopefully not. I think it's Mossy Horror turn. I get rid of lackeys and I get rid of the Miscreant. So if there are lackey synergies, I get rid of some of that stuff.
This guy's toast.
More damage coming in. Down to 15. I suppose it's Walking Fountain turn. Lightning Storm may or may not kill that stuff. There are 3 minions that may or may not die. So Walking Fountain kills 2 of these. Heals me up for 8. Am I going to play Hagatha next turn? Probably, yeah. If I get spell damage, I don't get spell damage, so it's the Fountain time. Fountain kills this one. Fountain kills this one. Mossy kills that one. I go to 23. If this deck runs Academic Espionage, that might be a problem, but I mean surely no one is running Academic Espionage anymore. He did get the Togwaggle though. He did get the Togwaggle. I have this huge Hagatha scheme waiting. Just for possible situations like these. Where things are starting to look a little bit bad, then you can do Hagatha scheme and say, good going. So it's Hagatha scheme time. We got rid of the Togwaggle and we got rid of all the value that Togwaggle had created. That is excellent news. I am still at 19. He still has lackeys. He still has stuff. That 4 health is a little bit awkward because my Hagatha can't actually kill it. My Fountain of course could. Still so many resources. If I kill that with the Fountain, Fountain is probably going to get killed. It's not going to deliver more value. If I just play Hagatha, I can also afford to get overloaded a little bit after Hagatha, right? How many more big minions does he have? Shouldn't have too many. I mean, I suppose it's Hagatha time. Can I afford to be overloaded by 1 for next turn? Yeah, I can afford to. Let's play the Sludge Slurper and start getting random spells. Okay, so I'm at 23. And he has 4 on board. A bit more thievery oriented, but still, does he have the espionage or not? That is the key question. That remains the key question. And I can always remove a Waggle pick. So I'm not afraid of a Waggle pick here. But 16. Am I afraid of being at 16? Because I could also get value from the Fountain. Fountain could kill 2 minions, heal me for 8.
Perplexing.
My hand is full all the time. But if I use the Fountain, I can't destroy the Waggle pick. If I overload for 2, that's fine. Yeah, I can do this. Lightning Storm should statistically kill 1 of these 2. And the other one I can trade into. But this time I don't have to. Then I can remove the Waggle pick. And then I can use Life Drinker to heal up a little bit. So I'll be at 9 cards, 19 health, and in control of the board. Overloaded by 2, which means that I still have access to the fountain. Fan. Dead time, fine with these things. These are still perfectly okay. Well, that is a big Edwin. And I don't have a Hex yet. So I will be forced to simply freeze the Edwin, right? Playing Swampkin Hagata is an option. 10 cards in hand. I haven't found a Hex, so I do need to freeze the Edwin. And I think I want to play the Life Drinker. Heal up a little bit. I get a Lava Burst. Lava Burst is not quite enough to kill the Edwin. It's pretty close though. I can use Lightning Bolt to kill this one. I can use Witchy Lackey to transform that one. It seems into a minion that can actually kill the Edwin. Alright, I'll take that. Let's kill the big Edwin. Killing the big Edwin is good. Another Waggle Pick arrives. I have another Ooze left. So here comes another Ooze. Let's remove the Waggle Pick again. And 9 cards in hand. At this point I believe I play the Swamp Queen Hagata. Let's get that horror. Lightning Bolt. I suppose with Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt and Rain of Toads. That sounds acceptable. It's a good kind of horror to have. Do I mind burning a card? I think I do mind a little bit. So I need to spend my... I will be overloaded for... It's okay. I can zap that fellow out there, I don't need it. I can afford to be overloaded a little bit. I am at 18. I have dealt with both Waggle Picks. And I have dealt with the Edwin, and I have dealt with the Togwaggle. And now I play the Drostva Horror that casts a Lightning Bolt on this minion. And it also casts a Rain of Toads. And in addition to that I can give Soul of the Murloc for all of this stuff. And I might as well freeze his face so he can't even move. And this should mean that I can close this game next turn with the Bloodlust. Because even if he has a Shaman board clear spell. Alright, well he has a Sap. Fine. How much burn does he have from hand? He did get a bunch of burn. Quite a lot of burn. All the random spells were burn. Not bad. Not bad at all. But it is game over. How do you make Aegis Tracker show what's left on your deck when you hover it? Oh, this one's Traco, but I just have it running in the background because it's contributing data to the open database. I think it is anyway. I haven't actually checked for a long time. And Chijas, is this deck only anti-rogue? Well, I can't really beat a Control Warrior. I can draw a Control Warrior. But the main idea is to be anti-rogue, yes. That's what I thought when I built this deck, because yesterday I was playing only against rogues and warriors. So I can draw every warrior and I can beat rogues. I guess this loss hurt him a little. It seems. With the rope and everything. I think I'll take this hand. Let's see what happens. Do you have meta already? Yeah, we have a very strong meta. Warrior Rogue. Warrior Rogue is 60% of rank 1, according to HS Replay. That's old news. Tokens were earlier, but not anymore, not really. We'll see. That's 2.
Put this apple on your head.
Deal 3 damage to all minions. Great if I can get there. He can't play the Magic Carpet when there's a Doomsayer on the board. If he plays Magic Carpet, then... well, he just can't do that. He needs to do other things. But he can try to play a lot of 1-drops and get some juggle hits on the Doomsayer. If he fails to hit the Doomsayer, I'll be fine. He gets 3 out of 4 juggles already into the Doomsayer. That was incredible. Well, with the Grim Rally it didn't actually matter that much even. So next turn I'm going to play Haggatha's Scheme to kill these. And I want to kill them all next turn. So do I simply Hex the Argent Squire? There's 2 more cards left that he kept. I could also discover a spell first. Let's discover a spell first. I actually like Lightning Storm a lot. But not to be cast this turn. This turn is just Hex on the Divine Shield. Obviously he knows what's coming. He absolutely knows what's coming, so he doesn't put anything more on this board. He tries to maximize the amount of damage he can do right now. Okay, it's fine. I'm still at 16. That's not a huge problem yet. Don't just play Haggatha's Scheme to clear up this board. Okay, but he has more cards left, so this is not the end.
Prove your worth.
Ooh, Taskmaster can be nice. That transform didn't really do what he wanted it to do, I suppose. So White Zyrios. And I use Zyrios to kill Taskmaster, so I heal and I get a taunt minion. So from this position it's only with the Rafam that he can win the game, but Rafam can still win the game. Can he win the game with the Sea Giant? Well, not if I can Hex it. I can play the Nimbus. I suppose I will Hex the Sea Giant. Okay. So now he's out of cards for now. But he has Rafam in the deck. And another Sea Giant. But he gives up. Let's see what we can find here. Blizz is going to have to make an adjustment. Yes, I think Elysiana is broken. I think this is really broken. This actually breaks the game on a fundamental way. What if I get the Rush Giver? Then it's bad to play the Slurp. Well, I can always then coin the Rush Giver. Let's play the Slurper. Somebody random 2-cost minion. I actually want that one too. We're coining that out. Let's get stuff on this board. I want to fight against this rogue. I'm missing turn 2 here, but what this accomplishes is that rogue doesn't get to do anything right now. I don't know why he didn't hit with the dagger though. I clearly thought he should hit with the dagger. I mean, he's saving it for Henge Clan Dog. That's what it looks like, but I still think it's wrong. Prep fan? Actual prep fan. Impressive. This upgrades, but that upgrades too. So I will have to hex that next turn. I could play Farsight in order to try to draw something here. Or I can play Menacing Nimbus, just to give him some target practice. I like the Farsight better. Electro can be useful, we'll see. Deadly Poison. Oh, for the lackeys. I see, I see. Pow, pow. So now I will have to hex the 5/5. I just can't let him keep the 5/5. There are some risks regarding Edwin, of course. This is not too bad yet.
This guy's a toast.
Still not too bad. Is that all? I'm cool with this, I suppose. Is it a scheme time? He has a lackey. Yeah, it's scheme time. Let's just wipe that board. I had the alternative to play Zyrios, but I felt this was better. It's only like if he gets really big Edwin going next that becomes bad. Well, this might also be something. Quite a lot of stuff going on this board now. Oh dear. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage from those. So there are potential lethal outs with Leroy. I can try to discover something with the Haunting Visions. I think that's probably my safest line. That's probably my safest line. I think I like Reign of Toads. And I like a scheme. Because I can do 3 Toads. Then I can't do Zyrios next turn. I think I'll manage. I believe I can manage. Let's see. But this means that no Zyrios can be done next turn, so I need to survive 2 turns on the back of these Toads. How much stuff does he have? He does have some stuff. Maybe that stuff is enough. Oh dear. But now his hand is empty. So that's an upside. Draw a spell from your deck that costs 5 or more. Well, I don't have any such spells in my deck. Well, this one is obviously going to have to trade. And then I guess it's Life Drinker. But next turn I'm actually at 8 mana and I'm not overloaded, so I can play Walking Fountain. But he has just 1 card. He needs to make this 1 card count. Fountain will go down to 2 health though. I can use the top deck Fountain in order to make him feel bad. And start making bad choices. Alright. Well, he gets the lackey. He gets 2 lackeys, and if either of the lackeys can give this rush or deal damage or something, he just might be able to get away with this. 2 discover spell lackeys. I think they created arguments for control decks to have a little bit fun endings. Well, yeah, kind of, but it's still just really, really bad for the game. Well, my schemes are not upgraded enough to kill the Miscreant, but my Hagata is ready to kill everything else, so I believe it's Hagata time. Get 5 armor, kill most of the board. I mean, I have a ton of healing, I have a ton of AoE. 2 death rattle cards. Alright. Can those make a difference? I can't kill a mechanical whelp yet. Deal 3 damage to all minions. Whoa. That's a scary fellow. I could use the 4 damage scheme. That would be a 3/3, then I can play a Life Drinker. That's cool. Use the 4 damage scheme. Play a Life Drinker. I heal up a little bit. Deal a bit of damage to him. Leave his Tunnel Blaster as a 3/3. Okay, so he wanted to trade. 2 Tunnel Blasters, really? Ah, that's hilarious. That is hilarious stuff. Well, I'm in no particular hurry here, I believe. I'm gonna just play the Storm Chaser. Soul of the Murloc. Not bad. Do I want to play my Zyrios out there? I guess I might play the Zyrios too. Let's grab a bit of healing here and some more spells. I think these might be the types of tools I need to try to beat Rogue. Let's see. I'm 4-0 against Rogue. Can I keep it up? Or is this the end of the road? Can I maintain my 4-0? He plays Tug. He hits. He has 5 power for next turn. He only needs 2 from hand to kill the Doomsayer. Well, I can Hex a Tug though. But I don't think I really want to. I could have played the Doomsayer to prevent the Tug from being played. On the other hand, if he goes for a big Edwin, just a Miscreant. Okay, I don't mind a Miscreant. I mean, it can be problematic, of course. But now is the time to try the Doomsayer. See what happens. He needs another 5 to kill this. He could have it. With all those lackeys and things. But this is the optimal time to try. Waggle Pick is not an answer. Okay. So now he has the Waggle Pick in hand. Well, Waggle Pick is an answer in the sense that it goes to my face. Oh dear, oh dear. Now I pull a scheme. Haunting Visions time. I can pick up another Hex. But do I have time to play so many Hexes? Not really. I might need a Lightning Bolt. And now I can play the Farsight for free. And I grab a Lightning Storm, which is good. But is this good enough? I'm not sure. I kind of needed to find an Acidic Swampooze here. Because there might be too much damage coming in. We'll see.
Blood and plunder. Blood and plunder.
Well, this was really good for me. Because now I can just do the Celestial Emissary into Lightning Storm to wipe this board. Guaranteed. Then I will have 4 mana next turn, but I will have the coin left. Oh, this one's looking really good. Because now I do Celestial Emissary into Lightning Storm to wipe this board. And then I can also do Haunting Visions. Not the greatest of cards. Probably picking up another scheme here. And then I can do Haunting Visions into Farsight. So I'm looking for Witch's Brew. I'm looking for the fountains. I'm looking for the Acidic Swampooze. I'm trying to find my healing and weapon removal. So far I have not been able to find any, which is a bit of a problem. That's a bit of healing. Is it enough healing though? I don't think it's enough healing. I think I'll have to hex the captain. But I'm taking 6 from these. Leroy is one off. Well, he doesn't have the mana to do Leroy. Oh, he has a mage secret. Okay. Please get the frog back to your hand. No, he gets the lackey. That's much better. As an upside, there is no... Well, there is mirror entity still left. Do I need to heal this turn? There can be counter spell, splitting image, spellbender, entity. Entity is a little scary. I'm a little bit afraid of Leroy too.
Unity, precision,
Not an entity. That's good. This is fine so far. Now I can just hero power and I can try to find some kind of a useful minion here. He can probably kill the Zyrios without giving me additional healing. That is very likely. He has the Kobold Lackey in hand. Double Vendetta. This looks like he's setting up for Leroy plays. But I would need to find... I would need to find something here. I would clearly need to find something. But no healing. I haven't found any healing yet. So I'm very concerned. So it's Spellbender or it's Counter Spell. Do I just play a Mossy Horror out there? Get the Mossy Horror Battlecry into Shudderwock. The way he's playing makes me think that there are going to be some Leroy plays and I haven't found any healing. Third of my remaining deck is healing. I need to wait, but I needed to roll a totem. This is not good. The way he plays makes me think there's going to be a Leroy play in the near future. Oh, he has lethal probably this turn now. Such a sad game. This is the first loss I have ever had against Rogue. The game where I didn't draw either of the Uzis, no Witch's Brew, no Life Drinkers, no Walking Fountains, no Hagatha. Please don't cast the Stormbringer too soon. As long as you don't cast the Stormbringer too soon. I got another Antonidas. Okay, he has no more brawls, right? No more brawls, no more warpaths. I'm overloaded a lot for next turn. Can he kill the Antonidas? Not yet, he couldn't. So one of these will kill the Clockwork Goblin, right? And I'll try to protect the Antonidas. I can fireball the Clockwork Goblin. That's fine to fireball that. Then I should be able to pressure him to win. He didn't want to wait it all out. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.